This river Sindh, with its numerous tributaries, was the main drainage system for many of the Indus settlements. It provided water and fertile soil. It may even have been used as a transportation system. Beside the rivers, evidence of canals and wells point to some irrigation system, however rudimentary. Ploughed fields in Kalibangan and a terracotta model of a plough point to advancement in agriculture.
Scholars have debated on whether the climate during the mature Harappan phase, whether it was different from what it is now. Now, some scholars have said that the climate between 5510 to 2230 BC was better than what it is today. However, there is no proof of that whatsoever. Now, after agriculture, we turn to another mainstay of economy, that is the economy of subsistence, and that is the pastoral. How do archaeologists talk about past pastoralism? They try to talk about past pastoralism from an analysis of faunal remains as well as studies of comparative material of species both wild and domesticated in these regions and iconographic representation of animals. According to such studies, cattle, sheep, goat, dog form the bulk of species found in the archaeological sites here. Apart from these, camel was possibly domesticated. Water buffalo has been depicted on some of the seals, but not many bones have been found from the sites. And so we find that these are the major species which were exploited, which formed the mainstay of pastoralism. Apart from this, some aquatic species like fish and mollusks were possibly exploited on the coast of eastern Balochistan. Hunting also formed a very important part of the subsistence practices. Now, recent studies on subsistence have tried to relate some aspects of subsistence with some aspects of urbanism, like provisioning, which is the distribution of food material across sites. Scholars who have been working on this look at the distribution of food processed and procured throughout these various sites, and therefore we see that understanding past subsistence patterns does not only mean a reconstruction of past diet. Now, we usually see that craft objects leave very tangible indicators in the archaeological record, and therefore, especially in a Bronze Age economy like the Harappans, we find that archaeologists have a greater scope to talk about craft and technology rather than talking about religious systems, social organization, etc. Now, the first person, in fact, he was a pioneer in archaeological thought, that is Gordon Childe. He was the first person to talk about Bronze Age beyond just the Bronze Age technology, and he tried to relate Bronze Age technology to specialization and different forms of urbanism, which carried greater socio-economic implications. Subsequently, archaeologists working on Bronze Age economy have dwelt on these concepts and elaborated on many of these ideas of Gordon Childe. Now, understanding craft objects, understanding the implications of art craft objects is very important in an economy, especially like the Harappans, where there was no market force and where there was no currency system.